Episode 18. The Intruder. Holding her breath, Serena slowly blushed. His long fingers quickly reorganized the tiles in front of her as he said, "There." Showing her hand, Serena felt everyone was watching her. Mrs. Flores was surprised and said, "I was just wondering how come Serena had such bad luck. It turns out that she was waiting for this." "Everything changes when the husband comes. She immediately wins when he's here," commented another woman. Husband. That term sounded both familiar and ancient to her, making her lose her focus for a short while. However, she immediately realized what had happened. "Have I won?" Jake nodded and saw Serena's delighted face. Unlike Lila's undeniable beauty, Serena had features that made her look gentle. Her skin was so fair that it looked like the best porcelain. Her eyes were black and bright with 1,000 stars inside. She was very cute. Seeing the position of Jake and Serena, Lila was so jealous that she was about to go mad at this point. "Jake, you are back." Lila smiled prettily. As if he had not heard her, Jake bowed, took a tile, and whispered to Serena, "This is the trump card. You have great luck." Serena was even more surprised. "Is that true?" However, she was soon reminded of the money that she had lost. "But I have lost all the money." "How much?" Serena blushed a little and whispered, "Less than 100,000. Her mother-in-law had won probably 70 to 80,000, and the money she took from her own purse. It was actually probably more than that. Jake simply said, "Then let's win it back." Since he said it, he meant it. When another round started, Serena found that she did not have bad luck, but bad skills. Seeing Jake's hand organizing the tiles in front of her, she was mesmerized. She could feel his breath next to her ear. So close, so hot. Serena blushed so hard that the tip of her ears became red as well. Feeling her breath slowing down, she hated herself for that. "Serena, you agreed that you would not feel this way for him again." Hitting herself on her thigh, Serena immediately became calm. However, Jake had seen her doing that. He narrowed his eyes, making it hard to tell what he was thinking. After he reorganized her tiles, Serena found that she had a good hand. Lila put down a tile, glancing at Jake. Based on what Lila knew about him, Jake was not thinking about the game at this moment, but something else. However, what was on his mind? Trying to guess, Lila found that she had no clue. It was Mrs. Flores' turn. However, when Mrs. Flores was about to get her tile, Serena said in a low voice, "Wait a second." Mrs. Flores paused and looked at her. Serena showed her hand and said, "I think I have won." And it was Lila's money that she had won. "Wow, impressive! You learned so fast! Great hand!" Lila, on the other hand, became unhappy. Another woman had played the same tile, but Serena chose her to beat. Having paid reluctantly, Lila found that Serena kept winning in the next few rounds, and more importantly, Serena had chosen Lila to beat specifically. "I'm done. Serena keeps winning with her husband here. There's no way I can keep up," the woman said. "That's right. I quit. I'll go gossip with Nola," said another woman. As the game ended, Serena found that she had won back the majority of the money that she had lost. Feeling relieved, she was happy that she did not lose too much. Turning around, she suddenly saw Jake's eyes. Serena had never seen a pair of eyes like these. They were dark like the blackest ink, but they were also so bright. It was late. He looked extremely handsome with the indoor lighting. No matter how many times she had seen him, she could barely look away from his face. However, all of a sudden, she thought of the last words he left her in her previous lifetime. "Serena, and dogs are not allowed inside." She suddenly looked down and said quickly, "I will give the money to Mother." After she said that, she left. Seeing her running away, Jake narrowed his eyes again. Mrs. Robinson never liked to make a big deal on her birthday. The day passed with just a few friends coming over to play Red Keno and chat. After sending the guests away with Mrs. Robinson, Serena felt she was so tired that she was about to faint. After returning to her room, she went to take a shower immediately. Taking her clothes off, she was reminded of the previous night, seeing the marks on her neck and collarbone. She could still feel slight pain in her slit. Serena rubbed her skin hard, trying to make the marks on her neck go away. However, her effort was in vain, as the marks did not show any less. In her previous lifetime, Jake had been convinced that she had drugged him. He would rather sleep in the guest room than spend the night with her. And on the morrow, he had returned to his own place, living without her ever since. All of that had been planned by Lila. However, Serena had no idea of anything. Accepting Lila's help, Serena had even tried to win Jake's heart back, without knowing that each tip Lila gave her pushed her farther from Jake. As the misunderstanding snowballed, Jake had disliked Serena more and more. When Serena had finally understood what had happened, it had been too late. Taking a deep breath, Serena dried herself, but found that she did not bring any clothes to change in the shower. Feeling regretful, she briefly covered herself with the clothes she had taken off and wanted to go out. Although Jake was not around, she felt embarrassed to be naked. Just as she opened the door of the shower, she heard some noise. Serena paused and became alert. Someone was around. It was impossible for Jake to appear here. So who is the intruder at the General's place?